What's going on, guys? How are we doing today? Welcome into a little golf show here, Pub Sports Radio style, back nine with myself, Mr. Gogster. This is season 2 of our show here, guys. We every week break down the golf course hole by hole, who's hot, who's not, who's going to cash you a ticket, and all that fun jazz. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Shout out to Pub Sports Radio for putting on a golf show that there's not enough out there on the YouTube platform. So let's run with this one, guys. We got a good one here right after the Ryder. We good to go? Testing? We good there? Hello? Anyways, I'm going to keep rocking and rolling. This golf course, guys, you're going to win a chicken. That's right. The trophy here for this golf course is going to be a chicken, because it's Sanderson Farms down in Jackson, Mississippi. They're just known for chicken poultry and chicken farms. So this one, Sergio Garcia won it last year, guys. It's a cool trophy. You guys will get a laugh out of this one. But the course is no joke. It's a 7,400-yard course, so you got to be pretty deep off the tee. There's going to be 4 par 5s as well. So whenever you get 4 par 5s at a golf course, guys, that means the guys are going low, really low. 4 par 5s, they're a little bit deep. We're looking at 560, 580, and 3 that are over 580. So you got a couple in the 600 range. So distance off the tee this week is going to be very key, very clutch. So look out for guys that are hitting them deep. We're going to get to our 6-pack in just a second here. Our guy Victor will pull that up in just a minute. But this course, guys, 6 of the 8 past winners have been first-time winners. So it's a good spot to get a guy who's searching for their first-time win. Hint, hint, oxygen and energy drinks. This guy, he's a top player of the Corn Ferry. That's Will Zalatoris. A guy like him, Mito Pereira, a lot of these guys in the Corn Ferry Tour that are just coming up, they have a very good chance at coming out on top. So 6 of the last 8 have been first-time winners. The average score has been -19 at this course. So like I said, guys, par 5s, birdie fest is what you're going to be looking at this week. It's a parkland-style golf course, too. A lot of you guys probably have these parklands in your local area. Pretty much you can hit it anywhere. You can hit it on the next hole a couple feet away. There's not much water. There's trees, but it's very open. So if you're deep off the tee, you're going to take advantage of not having to hit, 6, 5, 6, 7 irons rather than 9 and some pitching wedge. So we've already said it a couple times on this show, guys. Distance is very key. Garcia won last year. What's going on? Our guy Razor Sharp Picks is always in the chat. Shout out to Razor Sharp Picks. This guy's just tearing it up on the platforms on the Twitter, MLB, horses, you name it. This guy's he's all about cashing tickets. And shout out to Mikey P as well, another guy on the horse channel with our guy Razor Sharp Picks. That's actually tonight, I believe. So tune in there. I'll be at work, unfortunately, Razor. But everyone that loves horses, you want to cash some tickets, crack a beer, have some fun, tune into Razor's show. So thanks a lot, Razor. But this course here, guys, it's a birdie fest. Sergio won last year. His tee to green was unbelievable. His putting wasn't even that good, guys, last year, which is surprisingly, it's a Bermuda course. It was only plus 0.67, but he still won the tournament. I think putting, it's going to be important, but it's a Donald Ross designed course, guys. So that just means the greens are smaller. So approach is going to be even more important, because if you're not hitting these greens, you're not going to have many birdie putts. It's simple as that, right? So a course that was very similar to this track that was down in South Carolina, very open as well for the most part, actually a little bit more water, but that's being Harbor Town, guys. Harbor Town, South Carolina. They had very small greens, Donald Ross design as well, Bermuda style putting. So that's a course comparison we're going to talk about here, guys. That's very key. You're going to see some of our guys in our 6-pack did quite well at this course. That's last year. So that's going to be a good course comparison. What else do I have here? Sergio actually won putting with his eyes closed, so that's probably why he only had plus 0.63 strokes. He actually just literally went up to it and just eyes closed and somehow was literally draining putts, guys. I kid you not. He defeated Poston and Davis in a playoff, so it wasn't an easy task. Like I said, guys going really low. A playoff bet wouldn't even be a bad look, guys. I don't have that number down right now, but more we talk about, I think a playoff option, if you can get plus 300, I think that's a good number, 3-1, guys. Look out for that one. Let's get into the course. We already talked about the par 5s. There's going to be 3 of them over 580 yards. Par 3s are quite easy, though they're all 3 of the 4 are playing over par, so that's quite interesting. Number 4 is going to be what do I have here? It's there's 2 that are under 180 yards, and then there are 2 that are over 210. So not exactly the toughest in distance, but the small greens, if you're not hitting the green, guys, you're not making birdies. Simple as that. Just number 13 is averaging 2.93 strokes on the par 3. Right, the other 3 guys are 3.1, 3.08, and 3.14. So a little bit of work to be done on the par 3s. They're not exactly not as easy as the par 5s where everyone's gaining strokes. 4.7, 4.8, 4.6, 4.7. So on a par 5, you got to be taking advantage of them this week. Par 4s, you have 5 that are over 400 yards, 400 to 450. And they are all playing under par as well, guys. The 4 par 4s that are over 450, that's going to be the one you want to look at. Anytime you have a par 4 that's playing over 450 yards, if you're gaining strokes there, that's a big stat you want to look at, guys, on PGA. People that are gaining strokes on par 4s that are 450 to 500, because that's no easy task. You can't be just a Saturday golfer and doing that. These guys, you got to be a damn good one. So the par 4s that are over 450 are all playing over par, number 6, 12, 16, and 18. 18 too. So 16, 18, guys, look out for those two. 4.16, 4.11. Let's get into the 6-pack there. I saw Vic tossing on one of our golfers there. So let's get right into it, brother. I think the first one we had on there was oxygen and energy drinks. That's it right there, guys. 20-1. Willie Z. Willie Z, he won the Corn Ferry, but I've seen some interviews from the guy. He's really kind of ticked off. He wasn't in the playoffs for the PGA. He couldn't go over to the European Tour either, and he couldn't go back to the Corn Ferry because he was too good. So he's been stuck in limbo, Mr. Zalatoris there. But I think he's a bet-on guy, bet-on player. He played one tournament this year so far at the Fortinet Championship. That was a couple weeks ago, and he was T11. So he's itching at the bit right now. We actually had him for a T20 in that tournament. Looking at our course comparison we like here, Harbour Town, he was T42. I'm not looking too much. I'm not too worried about that because he did gain 0.102 strokes on the green, Will Zalatoris, and it's a Bermuda-style course, guys. Whenever you have Bermuda greens as well, you don't really need to look at a strong putter. It's not as much dips and dives of like a POA or especially a bent grass up north. So guys like Zalatoris, even Dougie Gim, who we've had in the past, who can't really putt too well. This is a type of style where if it's a birdie fest too, you can take advantage of it. Smaller greens too, so you're not going to have those 30, 40 putts. Not too many long leg putts, so there should be not as many 3 putts. Just putting the ball on the green and having birdie putts is pretty much the name of the game for this track. So that is that. Keeping it on those, yeah, Will Zalatoris. Sorry, a little brain fart there, guys. Probably a little more coffee in there would probably help the situation. So Willie Z, he was T22, guys, at the WGC Workday. That's another golf course. That's in Texas, I believe. Bermuda style, pretty much inland as well, which is going to be the same as the Mississippi, the course here at Sanderson Farms in Jackson, Mississippi. So this is another good course comparison, and it was a really tough field too. Will Zalatoris was T22. He could have gained a little more strokes on the putting green there, but just the competition in the course, which is a lot tougher than what you're going to get here. He was T22, so I do like that. Also with Willie Z, he was T8 at the St. Jude Classic, guys. Bermuda style in Mississippi, more inland. It was a Parkland style course as well. So Willie Z, don't be surprised if he wins this week, guys. And we got to have a little piece of him at 20-1. It's a little rich for the blood, but we missed out on Answer. Unfortunately, we had this guy every day of the week in season 1, guys. And Willie Z is going to be our guy this season. We're going to be on Willie Z a lot until we cash that ticket because I think he's damn close, especially in a field like this that's really weak. Willie Z should have a good shot at this one. Number 2 on our 6-pack here, guys, is going to be let's do Corey Connors. We were talking about it earlier, guys. Whoever's on the green, putting themselves in the situations where they can make birdies, and that's Corey Connors to a T. Connors at the RBC Heritage down at Harbour Town. Connors was T4, guys. He was putting himself in the perfect situation every single time. He only gained 0.56 strokes putting. If the guy could putt, he'd have 3 or 4 wins by now. But unfortunately, his putting has been a bit of the bugaboo, as they say in some places. But yeah, this is the style for him to do it on. It's Bermuda. It's an easier type of green. It's a smaller green as well. He really liked Harbour Town. Like I said, T4. He was T14 at the Valero. Valero is another golf course, very similar to this one down in Texas as well, Bermuda. He was T14. He was T36 at the St. Jude and T17 at the Sanderson Farms last year. So Corey Connors, he's another guy just like Willie Z. I wouldn't be surprised if this guy gets on the win column this season, because he's just been putting himself in the perfect spot, guys. If you got birdie putts at this course, that's going to be the winner. It's not going to be guys that are saving chips and having great shots out of the rough. It's going to be guys that are on the fairway and are on the green shooting for birdie. Just plain and simple. And if you guys know this show, if you know golf, Corey Connors is a great bet in my opinion there, guys. Next one on the list, we're doing Charlie Hoffman. The Hoffman disappointed us a couple weeks ago. Coffee's kicking in. Hello. Disappointed us a couple weeks ago, but looking at his numbers, he was T22 at the Fortinet, just missed our top 20. He was T6 though at this championship, guys, Sanderson Farms last year, gaining 1.64 strokes on the putting surface. That's probably the best out of all of our. He's better than Zalatoris and Connors on the putting green, Mr. Hoffman. He also was T18 at the Harbor Town, gaining 0.81 strokes putting. His putting is by far probably the best out of all of our guys in the six-pack. Charlie Hoffman, 35-1. I think that's a solid bet. We even have him. We have those three guys actually in matchup bets. We're fading two players we're going to get to at the end of the show. So those three right there, guys, I think that's if you want to just do three bets for this tournament, I think that's a solid three right there with Charlie Hoffman, who's just such a solid putter. Tee to green, he's money. He was also second at the Valero, which is a great course comparison last year. So this guy's another one I think will have a win this year. Charlie Hoffman, another great bet, guys, 35-1. Next guy on our list, number 4, is going to be Cameron Tringali. I've had Tringali a lot this year, guys, 40-1. I like the number on him. He's actually a really good putter, surprisingly, Tringali. What do I have him here? He was plus 1.17 strokes at Sanderson Farms last year, so that's a great stat. But he was only T37, so it's a little bit of questioning there. It means his off the tee, his approach wasn't as good as it should have been, but he was saving putts. So very interesting with Tringali. I still like him, guys. I've seen what he's done the whole last year. He put himself in really good situations at tough tournaments. He was also T22 at the Fortinet this year, so he's already off to a good start. I like seeing guys that had a good Fortinet championship. Munoz is a guy I almost put on the card if anyone's wondering about Sebastian Munoz. He didn't make the cut. Just his week last week, the Fortinet, guys. It wasn't anything what we've seen last year. He didn't have a tournament like that at all. He was just losing strokes everywhere, like a lot. So he must have a little celebratory party last year for all the money he made, because I don't think Munoz, he's going to have a bit of a down year, in my opinion, this year. That's old flex seal. But keeping it to Tringali, one more tournament he played last year was the Valero, a good course comparison, gaining 0.75 strokes, and he finished in 9th place. So he's going to be right there, in my opinion. It's pretty much his off the tee. If he can put himself in the position like Connors and Zalatoris and Hoffman will be, Tringali is just as good of a putter as Hoffman is, and he's got the experience. So a nice number 2, 40-1, Cameron Tringali. Put that in our pipe and smoke it. Anyways, that was bad. Patton Kazire, guys, that's going to be the next one on our list. This is a juicy one, 55-1. Don't mess around with Patton Kazire. If you look at his numbers, they haven't exactly been the greatest. And greatest start. Well, on the greens, he's not bad. He's kind of like Connors, guys. He's not getting a lot of strokes, but he's putting himself in the right situations. He was T59 here at the Sanderson Farms last year, gaining 0.39 strokes. Putting, he was cut at the Harbor Town. That's a bit of a question mark, because that's our big course comparison we like, but could have just had an off week, Patton Kazire, because if you look at what he did at the Valero a couple weeks later, he was T9, getting 0.84 strokes. So he's definitely a guy in this field. He can do it, guys. Patton Kazire, he's from this area as well. He loves putting in Bermuda. It's pretty much horses for courses, and I don't think I've bet Patton Kazire all year as an outright. Same with actually, I bet Tringali, but Patton Kazire, he fits the bill this week, guys. I almost was going to take him in some matchup bets too. I was going to take him over Lucas Glover. Lucas Glover is an interesting play, but the line was minus 129. If you can find minus 120 on that, Kazire over Glover, I do like that one. Our last one on our six back here, guys. This is a juicy number. Only available at the only book I found it at too is Bet365. That's Mr. Birthday Boy here, Emiliano Grillo. Griot is going to be turning, I believe, 28 years old. His birthday is going to be on the weekend. So, birthday magic, it's happened before. This guy's a solid golfer. Tee to green. He's absolutely money. It's just his putter. If he's got a hot putter that week, guys, he can throw birdies up there with the best of them. We're going to get to our birdie or better stats in just a second. But looking at our guy here, Emiliano Griot, 70-1, juicy number. Griot, just added him here. He was T35 last year at the Sanderson Farms. He just was minus 0.1 putting, guys. If he made putts, he would have probably been right there with Sergio. Looking at his Harbor Town, he was T2. Money in the bank in this same similar field. He was plus 0.5 strokes gained. So if he just can have a hot putter like, say, our boy Hoffman or Tringali, Griot 70-1, guys. Sprinkle some dollars on him. He's down to 50-1 in some other books. So people have been smashing him, including myself. 70-1, juicy number. Emiliano Griot, birthday boy. I think he's got a shot. Just the number is really good. And he was T2, guys, at Harbor Town last year. That's our best course comparison. I can't overlook that stat. So that's going to be our six-pack there, guys. We're going to get to the matchup bets. Let's do the matchup bets right away. I was talking about it just a couple minutes ago. Our top three picks there, guys, Zalatoris, Connors, and Hoffman. We're going to be fading two golfers, and they are big-name golfers. Number one is going to be Garcia. Sergio, he won it last year. He was having the best tee to green you're going to see nearly anyone have. He played decent at the Ryder Cup, but the emotion there, traveling all the way over to the Sanderson Farms, he wants to defend it. I understand, but good luck. He's obviously not going to win, in my opinion, and I make the cut. I hope he does. Well, I hope he doesn't, actually, because we're going to fade him. But I just don't see Sergio having a good time here, guys. His putting, too, at this tournament when he did win was only plus 0.67. He was putting with his damn eyes closed. What the hell are you doing? Like, how you only get lucky once or twice, right? So, I think Garcia is a great fade here, guys. He also, what do I have here? He also missed the cut at Harbor Town. He's minus 0.29 strokes, Garcia. So he was minus 1.57 at the WGC workday. And minus 0.9 at the FedEx St. Jude. His putter is not exactly his friend. It isn't his friend at all. He's similar to a lot of these guys and can put himself in a situation, but he can't make putts. And I don't think his tee to green is going to be nearly as good, especially with the travel from, not Europe, what am I talking about, from Wisconsin. Just going from Wisconsin Ryder Cup to the Sanderson Farms. I don't think Sergio is going to have a good go, guys. His putter just is not going to get it done. Where we got guys like Hoffman, Connors, and Zalatoris, they're chomping at the bit. I really like those plays, guys. I'll tell you the lines right now. The lines are going to be on that. Where do we got it here? Against Garcia, best one's going to be Hoffman, plus 101. Connors is minus 106, and Zalatoris is minus 116. All against Garcia, 72-hole matchup bets. The second player we're fading is going to be Sam Burns. The guy who's just playing really good golf. He was actually the favorite for this. I like you, Sam, but I don't think you're going to do well here, my friend. He was cut last year, not getting any strokes on the green, minus 0.7. He does have distance, but again, his putting, Harbor Town, he was minus 0.75 on Bermuda. He's not getting any strokes on Bermuda. He was T39. He was also cut, guys, at the Valero. There's two tracks he's been cut at on our course comparisons. That's not a good sign. Again, minus 0.75 strokes gain on the putting green. The one upside was when he was playing good golf at the St. Jude a couple months ago, about a month ago. He did gain 1.75 strokes. He was T2, so I would say that's an outlier in my opinion, because you look at all the other numbers. He's got a lot of work to do. Burns. Look out for Burns in the future, though, guys. I just don't think it's the week for him this week. Give me our top three there: Hoffman, Connors, and Zalatoris to fade Mr. Burns. That's plus 115 on Hoffman, minus 105 Connors, minus 104 on Zalatoris. Reason I picked those two guys as well is if you want to get good lines, guys, you got to fade someone that's decent. Like, as much as I wanted to take, not so much decent, but the market thinks they're decent, right? I wanted to fade, I want to have Kazire over Glover, but minus 129. It's too much juice. It's too much risk, in my opinion, right? So we're getting these lines plus 101, plus 115, minus 105, minus 106. So if you do lose one or two, you can gain it back with a couple plus numbers, or you're only losing 6 cents in juice rather than 29, 30 cents. So one of our guys here, Coco Bong. Shout out to Coco Bongo. What's going on, buddy? It's been a long time capping with you, my guy. M on Siwoo Kim. Oh, I wasn't sure if you're talking about M, but I got you. I'm on Siwoo Kim 40-1. Yeah, Birdie Fest. This is the guy. Oh, yeah, I didn't talk about the birdie numbers. I'll get to that. Birdie Fest. This is a guy that can do it. It comes down to his putter, in my opinion, there, Coco. His putting stats, too, I looked them up. I didn't write them down on my list here. It didn't stand out. He wasn't, gaining that many strokes on the green. If he has a lights out day tee to green, he's got a chance. But Kim, I'm not too. I expect him to be there. I do think a top 20 on Kim would be a good look there, Coco. But best of luck, my guy. 40-1. That's a good damn number there. I wish you luck, my guy. Let's get to our birdie or better stats. This is a big one for you guys. So a little food for thought after the show. Birdie or better in 2021. You can laugh at this one. Sam Burns. Like I said, he's going to be good going forward, but I don't think this is the track. I do not think this is the track for Sam Burns. Putting, this is not his style here in Bermuda. But he is number one on birdies or better in 2021. That's last year. Number 2 is Cam Davis. He really good last year as well. Just don't like Cam's track history on Bermuda. Patton Kazire is number 3, guys. Birdies are better last year. That's our guy, Patton Kazire. Number 4, Charlie Hoffman. Then you got Wise Griot, another guy we have. He was 6th in this field, and birdies are better last year. Sungjae Im's on the list. Sungjae Im's on the list there, Coco. Dougie Gim, we're talking about Dougie Gim. He's birdie or better. He's made a hell of a lot of birdies, but it all comes down to the putter for the guy. Tringali's on there as well. Garcia, Connors. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of our 6-pack is on the birdies or better list, excuse me, for 2021, other than Will Zalatoris, but I think this guy's chopping at the bit, right? So I think that's a good play. Ortiz, Power, Streelman, Wolf, List, and Zabatini round out the top birdies or better for 2021 in this list here for Sanderson Farms. One more thing I want to get to here is going to be birdies or better from 150 to 175. That's going to be about the average distance a lot of these guys have into the green. So that's going to be absolutely huge. Birdies are better from that distance. Money in the Bank. Steele, Connors comes up again. Griot, Varner the third. Shout out to our guy Coltsy there with Varner. He's always on Varner. Poston, who did well last year. Munoz, who actually, I don't think it's his time. I think whatever happened last week, something's up with Munoz. Poston, Damon, Chesrevi, Kazire again. Tringali, Hadley, Burns, Redmond, Swafford, Piercy, M, Gim, Kirk, and Streelman. So unfortunately, Kim didn't make the list there, Coco, but there's a bunch of other guys there you guys can look up or even throw some matchup bets on. I think any of those guys I listed there, if they're making birdies from that distance and in general last year, expected to carry over. There's only a 1-2 week off season for these guys. So yeah, guys, that's going to be the show. About 23 minutes. You got any more questions? I'm going to be on for about another minute here. I'm going to do a little recap of the picks. But thank you so much for tuning in. Pub Sports Radio. Not enough golf shows out there, guys. If you're not a golfer, it's an upcoming sport there. Just get on out there with your friends, crack a couple beers, get in the golf cart, and put on the tunes. It's a good time. But anyway, let me get to my recap here, guys. We're going to do it's top left-hand corner. Shout out to Victor for putting this all together. Will Zalatoris 20-1, Corey Connors 22-1, Hoffman 35-1, Tringali 40-1, Kazire 55, Griot 70-1. And I'll tweet out how many units I have on all these plays, guys, at Eagle47. You can see at the bottom left-hand corner. That's on Twitter. You can follow me there, and you can see all the picks, tricks, plays, retweets, and giveaways we have at Pub Sports Radio. So matchup bets also our top 3, Hoffman, Connors, and Zalatoris. We're going to be fading Garcia and Burns. So if you find your matchup bets with Garcia and Burns, fade those 2 and add in Hoffman, Connors, and Zalatoris. I think you're going to be a quite profitable person by Sunday. So that's my tips and tricks for this week, guys. Again, follow me, Eagle47_ on Twitter. Thank you so much. Shout out to Pub Sports Radio for putting this on again. And yeah, enjoy your Wednesday, guys. This tournament starts off tomorrow, Thursday morning, ends on Sunday, and we'll be back Friday night to do a little recap, a little more, maybe give an outright, some more matchup bets for you guys. Just, sit back, relax, enjoy yourselves, and yeah, enjoy some golf, guys. You guys take care. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll be back again Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Hello, bookmaker. Let's get that cash, son. Get that cash. Come on, guys. Get it.